This is a topic I feel very passionate about. I grew up in a family where one of my parents was yelling all the time and was quite abusive towards me and the rest of my family. I am not an expert by any means, but I do feel that yelling only leads to losing all respect and communication lines, and it has no place in a family. I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent. I have yelled at my little one when I got to the end of my rope, and I'm not proud of it. I am the mom of one little girl for now, but I try to keep mindful of it, and here are a few things I do to not yell at my little one. There are lots of reasons why we might end up yelling at our kids. The most common one is that when we were kids, we were yelled at. And possibly our subconscious is set up in a way that makes us believe that that is the way we speak with kids. And that can't be more wrong. Number 1, work in a stern, serious, or calm tone. Instead of yelling, try and find a stern, serious, or calm tone in which you communicate when you are unhappy and want to transmit this information to your kids. This way, they don't learn the same thing, and they don't end up thinking it can be acceptable to yell at people. It can be hard, but as long as you stay calm and practice it a bit, it can be very effective, and it will definitely work a lot better than yelling. Number 2, calm down and take a few minutes. If you find yourself agitated and on the brink of an explosion, kids know how to push our buttons, and life doesn't help with the added stressors that it brings. So if you feel like whatever your kids do or say is putting you on the edge, the best thing you can do is put them in a timeout for a few minutes, and as well yourself. This way, you both have some time to calm down and think about it in a quiet way. Number 3, schedule or routine. Kids need a schedule or a routine, if you like to call it that. Most kids these days get bored very quickly, and if they don't have a routine, it will make it even worse. So the best thing I recommend is making a schedule for them for the days of the week and one for the weekend. I use a whiteboard that I keep in my kitchen. This way, if I'm not home, my husband or any other person that's looking after her at that time will know the exact schedule she has. They will fight you at the beginning, but it will help massively. Number 4, set boundaries. These will help them feel safe and know that if they overstep, there are consequences. This will help them grow into respectful and conscious adults. So this goes hand in hand with the schedules. You can make a whiteboard as well for this, and when they don't do a certain thing, they will have to do an extra chore or something similar. Each can have its own set of rules. The idea is that they will know that if they break certain boundaries, they will have consequences to pay. Number 5, listen as well. Make sure you listen to what they have to say. Always remember to take a minute and see why they did what they did. There will be times that you will not be expecting the emotional reasons they have. They are just learning to be grown-ups in the making at the end of the day. Number 6, keep in mind their tell. We all have things we do or say that will tell people that now that something is up. I know for a fact my husband can always tell if I'm tired or hungry. The same thing can be said for kids. If they're overtired or hungry, you will have a small monster on your head. So make sure you keep this in mind, always have a snack around, and take notice of their nap time. Number 7, examine the reasons you yell. If you find yourself yelling at your child, try to figure out why you react in this way. If you are yelling because you're angry, learn strategies to calm yourself down. This will help you role model healthy anger management strategies. Take a self-timeout to gather your thoughts. Unless the situation is dangerous, wait until you are calm to discipline your child. If you're yelling because your child doesn't listen the first time you speak, try new strategies to get your child's attention. You might want to practice giving effective instructions without raising your voice. Finally, if you're yelling out of exasperation, develop a clear plan to address a child's misbehavior. Often, parents yell empty threats that they never plan to follow through with, but just don't know what else to do. Number 8, offer warnings when appropriate. Instead of yelling, give your child a warning when they don't listen. If you use a when, then phrase, it lets them know about the possible outcome once they follow through. Say something like, when you pick up your toys, then you will be able to play with blocks after dinner. Yelling often leads to a power struggle. The more you yell at a child to do something, the more defiant they are likely to be. Number 9, establish consequences ahead of time. Explain the negative consequences of breaking the rules to your child ahead of time. Use timeout, takeaway privileges, or logical consequences to help your child learn from a behavioral slip-up. For example, you could say, if you don't do your chores before dinner, there will be no TV for the night. From there, it's up to your child to make good choices. Since the ball is in their court, you'll be less likely to yell at them about doing their chores. Consider which consequences are likely to be most effective. Keep in mind that the consequences that work well for one child may not work for another. Number 10. Provide positive reinforcement. Motivate your child to follow the rules by using positive reinforcement. If there are negative consequences for breaking the rules, make sure you also offer positive consequences for following the rules. Say something like, "Thank you for doing your chore list right when you got home today. I appreciate that." Give your child plenty of positive attention to reduce attention-seeking behaviors. Set aside some one-on-one time each day to motivate your child to keep up the good work. If your child struggles with particular behaviors, it might help to create a reward system. Reward systems like sticker charts work well for younger children. Older children can do well with token economy systems. Number 11. Establish clear rules. You'll be less likely to resort to yelling if you've established clear household rules. It can help to keep a list of household rules prominently displayed in your home. When rules are broken, follow through with an immediate consequence. Resist the urge to yell, nag, or lecture. When you do, your words aren't likely to teach your child to do better next time. Number 12. Follow through. Avoid nagging or repeating a warning over and over. Instead, follow through with a consequence to show that you mean what you say. Consistent discipline is the key to getting your child to change his behavior and become more compliant. Keep in mind that taking away electronics for 24 hours or assigning extra chores will help your child think twice about breaking the rules again. Those consequences will be more effective than raising your voice at them. When is it okay to yell? Besides the obvious situations when we yell out of happiness or excitement or to cheer kids on at a soccer game, it's okay to yell to get a child's attention when he or she might be in danger. You want to save it for those times when you really need them to listen, such as when they're not stopping at the end of the sidewalk. That's why you don't want to rely on yelling continuously, because yelling does sometimes work, but it doesn't work if you use it all the time. There are 3 types of yelling parents generally use. There's yelling that is more like stern, loud talking. You may consider it raising your voice. This kind can often be tuned out by kids as it doesn't tend to generate fear. Then there's the yelling that's caused by anger and rage. This type can scare kids and emotionally damage them when it's chronic. Finally, there's the good type of yelling, which parents use when their child is about to touch a hot stove or walk into the road. And last but not least, if you do end up yelling, remember to apologize for it. Explain to them why you did it, and that it was the wrong thing to do. Remember, kids learn from us through the good and the bad, and the way we act with them is a continuous example of the way they need to be. Be a good example and respect your kids. Gone are the days when using the belt was the best way to teach kids to behave. Parenting without yelling is more than possible. The next time your child tries to try your nerves, just tune on to these tips of parenting without screaming. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.